stopped writing, I was doing very detailed narratives, and that was the style I was writing in. And I was basically, writing about people's lives, and coming back into it, I kind of needed a jump start, and I had just notebooks full of phrases and expressions and song lyrics, original and taken from old folk songs, and I basically used that material to create a whole batch of songs that are kind of pieced together to create not so much a narrative structure, but more of just like a more fragmented kind of impression. So like About a Dog is based around I gotta go see a man about a dog, which is avoidance. And Tony and I, we went through a bunch of old folk song anthologies and played a bunch of folk songs together, accordion, guitar, and singing, and a lot of those songs are really, really dark. And that's really, very apocalyptic. And that really influenced a lot of these songs.
One of the things that I've noticed about Jonathan's writing is that he, and I think this comes from collecting things from folk songs and from other places too. You kind of are good about collecting phrases, like idiomatic phrases, culturally idiomatic phrases, but then putting them in a different context or juxtaposing two against each other that you wouldn't necessarily expect. So it gives it kind of a new context or a new twist, a new turn to that phrase. So that's a sort of a thematic thing I've noticed, like through a bunch of the songs, that there's phrases that are familiar but used in a different sort of way to give it a new feel or new context.
All right, who are some of your musical influences?
My influences primarily are the people that I've worked with and have played with, like Paul Watson and Jeff Liverman from Dirtball, and Will Loyal at Triple Stamp Records. But as far as more like mainstream influences, I'm a big fan of Tom Waits and Uncle Tupelo and the Byrds.
I think one of the interesting things about playing in this band is getting a chance to do arrangements of songs that start really simply, and I'm really interested in artists who have kind of taken that approach of sort of eclectic instrumentation.
I think Chris and I tend to overanalyze the music a little bit sometimes. I have a classical music background, and he does as well, and so we'll be kind of geeking out on writing harmonies and talking about the keys, and Jonathan's just kind of looking at us like
drinking beer.
Whatever, guys.
Play the music. It sounds good. So he has.
Thing about the band,
yeah, is us. Yeah, we're the most difficult part of the band, and he's very patient with us.
I grew up listening to a lot of folk music, my parents' records, and so it's always kind of held interest for me. I love the stories. I love that they can be a little dramatic sometimes, or very simple and straightforward in terms of expression. I know for me personally, at least at this stage of my life, it's something that I feel more connected to, and feel like there's just a more subtle way, a more subtle toolbox to kind of express yourself with some different sounds and some broader dynamic ranges.
A songwriter with a guitar writing songs, because that's one of the most basic forms of musical expression in popular music. And it's something like with the Speckled Bird and with this EP that I've come out with that you can build around, and that's basically still the foundation stone is the song, the songwriter, and then everything around it is icing, basically, decoration, which helps it through history. The past 100 years, that's no matter if it's blues or country or folk or anything, it's all the same.